This video is to guide you through the computer project in Unit 8 on roulette and multiple choice tests. As usual, I'll change the numbers so that your results shouldn't be the same as mine. In the case of the game, however, because it's not roulette anymore, and because this will be used near to April 1st, this will be the game of foulette. Like roulette, foulette has two forms. Foulette A has 1 chance in 21 to win and pays 19 to 1. Foulette B has 8 chances in 21 to win and pays 5 to 3. That is, you bet $3 to play around and get $5 plus your original $3 if you win. We'll play each of these games 200 times and compute our winnings. Then we'll do it over again a total of 50 times and count how often out of the 50 we lose more than $300, or at least break even, or win more than $300. I'll use an open office spreadsheet this time. It looks very much like the older forms of Excel before the Microsoft Office suite used the ribbon format, but the symbol between the arguments of a function is a semicolon, not a comma. If we right-click on a Sheet tab, we can rename the sheet to help us remember what's on it. One play of foulette A can be modeled by typing into cell A1 the command equals if, open paren, rand, open paren, close paren, is less than 1 divided by 21, semicolon 19, semicolon minus 1, close paren. And dragging that down to cell 200 gives 200 plays. Then, because 50 is too short of 2 alphabets, we can drag across to column AX to get all the plays of the game that we need. We can compute our winnings in row 201. In cell A201, put equals sum, open paren, A1, colon, A200, close paren, and drag across to column AX. Now we want to find out how many times out of 50 we lost more than $300, how often we lost money but not $300, and how often we won over $300. So we type in the class range, that's what OpenOffice calls, what Excel calls the bin range, minus 300, minus 1, and 300 in AY1 through AY3. Highlight 4 cells in column AZ, type in equals frequency, open paren A201, colon AX201, semicolon AY1, colon AY3, close paren, and hold down the Control and Shift keys when you hit Enter. Of course, we do something similar on the foulette B sheet. Each question in our multiple choice exam has 4 possible answers. A right answer is worth 3, and a wrong one is worth minus 1. The exam has 30 questions, so the highest possible grade is 90. We will let the spreadsheet simulate 300 students, all guessing every question at random, find their scores and decide how many, first of the first 100 and then of all 300, fit into various categories. Because it's easier to use lots of rows rather than lots of columns, we put one exam horizontally rather than vertically. We can model guessing one answer at random in cell A1 with equals if, open paren, rand, open paren, close paren, is less than 1 divided by 4, semicolon 3, semicolon minus 1, close paren. Then we can drag it across to the 30th column, 4 more than an alphabet, in other words, column AD. In column AE, we can compute the score on that exam, and then, highlighting cells A1 through AE1, we can drag down to row 300 to get scores for 300 artificial students. Then we can use the frequency command to find out how many of those students scored any positive points at all, how many got half of the possible points, that is 45, and how many got a passing grade, at least 66. Following the instructions we just made up, we do that for the first 100 students, and then for all 300. As you will probably discover, about half as many will get positive points as negative ones, because the expected value of the sum is 0, but very few, if any, will get half the possible points, much less pass.